What's up, guys? Are you ready to review this Saunabox? Let's do it. Keep living the adventure. Axis of Awesome. What's up, guys? It's Jeff from Skunk Works Studios. Today we're doing a little bit of a different review, something not really common to my channel. I've reviewed a few different, fitness focused products in the past, namely the Kensu Easy Mace and the Kensu Weight Vest. But today we're going to be looking at this thing right here, and this is my Saunabox. I've been wanting to do a review of this for some time now, but I wanted to give it some time to try it out. It's been several months, and I thought we would go through and I'd tell you all about this thing. Now, back during the holidays, if you're like me, you're on social media, and we were inundated with a ton of ads at the time. And one of those ads I was just absolutely blasted with was the ad for the Saunabox. I saw several different MMA guys repping, I think Joe Pfeiffer and maybe a few other guys, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. But I started kind of looking into it because I really wanted to add sauna to my training regimen. So I did some research and I found out there were a lot of different products on the market, but I went with the Saunabox. Now, before I do the review, I'll let you guys know I'm not affiliated with Saunabox. I have no relationship with them whatsoever. I know there's a lot of guys who've done reviews of this that have had relationship with them and have given codes and whatnot for discounts. I'm just giving you a complete, honest, regular, normal dude review. So take it as it is. But anyways, I did some reviews, or I watched some reviews and I did some kind of analysis on it, and I decided to go with the Saunabox. And the reason being is I've always wanted to build a sauna down here in my workout room, but I didn't want to invest the money in and jump in right away. So I kind of wanted to test some of these smaller, cheaper sauna units out to kind of get a feel for what I really like as far as my sauna regimen goes. So again, I chose the Saunabox, and we'll pause the video and we'll talk about a few of the things about this box that I got it in the mail, and we'll take a look at a few of those, different aspects of this. So let's pause the video. All right, gang, so I ordered this thing in November of 2024, and it took a long time to get. I'm not sure why. I read some things on the internet. I guess they did a little bit of a redesign after buyer feedback, and it took several weeks for me to get it in the mail, but when it finally came, this is the box that it was in. It is a nice, sturdy box. It all came in here completely packed and compact. Everything was nice in it. It also comes with this carrying mat right here, so you can store it and take it to go. I am not going to utilize that function, I don't think. We'll talk about why I'm not going to here in a second, but I found this thing to be easy to put together. The directions were really simple. I did it by myself. It took me, I would say, about an hour, maybe a little less to get it all put together. But came, I think UPS maybe, or FedEx, not sure. Dropped it off on the front porch. My wife hauled it in. I took it down to the basement and let it sit for a little while. And I'll show you why. All right, gang, welcome back. So like I said, I'm not going to utilize the travel function of this thing. I'm just going to keep it permanently down here in my workout room. I found a nice place in my corner here to set it up, and I let it sit for a little while. Let me move this fan. I let it sit for a little while. The reason being is I wanted to build a platform for this thing to rest on. Let's lower the camera here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I built this treated lumber platform down here in the corner. The reason being, my basement floor is a little sloped, so I thought it was a good idea to build a little bit of an elevated platform out of treated lumber. Now, I have plans for this. I actually got the dimensions of this off their website, Saunabox, and I built my platform. If I had it to do it over again, I would have made it a little bit wider, maybe like 6 inches instead of like 2 inches wider than the actual Saunabox proper. But I just wanted to have a nice level surface for this to sit on. Now, one of the downsides of doing that in your basement is you tend to get a lot of cool air. So in the winter time, when I was doing this, when it was really cold outside, I noticed a little bit of cold air coming up through the bottom of this. It didn't really affect the function of the sauna, but I did feel it with my feet. So just be aware of that if you're going to build a platform. But there's really no reason to build one if you have a level floor. I just decided to do that. So that's why I kind of let it sit for a while so I could figure out how to build this platform. All right, gang, so let's talk about the Saunabox a little more in depth. So it's got a full zip. You can zip this thing all the way out for easy access. I only zip it to the first post to get in and out. I'm a little guy, so works for me. It comes with a chair. I would call this like one of those camp chairs, a cheapo chair to sit in and sweat it out. Not super comfortable, but we'll talk about that with the pros and the cons of this thing here in a bit. It also comes with a sweat mat that's removable and washable. It's like a neoprene sweat mat. You can see here. This is pretty crucial for catching all your sweat and whatnot. And again, when we get to the pros and cons of this thing, we'll talk a little bit more about that. So let's pause the video and take a little more of an in-depth look at this thing. All right, gang, so here we are looking at the actual inside of the Saunabox. You can see it's pretty roomy. If you're a bigger guy, I think you'd have a lot of problems maybe in this thing. It is kind of small in my opinion. It's got an insulated lining that is waterproof, I believe. You can see it's got a fiberglass cage here that the mat wraps around, or not, I shouldn't say the mat, the tent wraps around. There's the sweat mat right there, and here's your steam unit. Apologies. This is your steam unit here, and the steam unit connects with the steamer unit right here. I guess I'm calling, yeah, I'm going to call that the steam unit. I'm not sure what the name of it is actually, but it's important with this thing to use distilled water. I've seen some guys online talk about just purified water. They say, sorry for the poor focus there. They say distilled water, so I'm going to just follow what the manufacturers recommend on that. Let's go and let's turn this thing on real quick. You guys can kind of get a feel for what the controls are. Sorry for the camera work here. Like I said, this is an average guy review. So you've got your mechanism here. You turn it on. It's already powered up when you turn on, and you got a small little remote here that you can use, or you can use the hand toggles on the front of the steamer unit. You turn it on, and then you can adjust with this portion here your heat intensity of your steam, 7 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, and then you can adjust with this toggle here your time. So you can set your time. It goes in 5-minute increments. Set it for as long as what you want. Now, normally, I've found with this thing that I think they said it takes around 15 minutes to steam up. I think that is the lower settings. I usually go for around 20 minutes at setting 6, and I think that usually takes around 25 minutes to kind of steam this thing all the way up. And that's what I find. Depending on how warm it is outside and everything else, I think those are probably also a factor in this. But just be aware it's going to take a little bit longer than what the manufacturer and the catalog talks about. And I don't know. Just make sure you definitely use distilled water. That is a crucial thing, because anything other than that probably will damage over a long time and constant use your steaming mechanism. All right, so let's talk about when you're done with the Saunabox. What do you do? Before we do that, it comes with this cell phone bag. Be aware, these are pretty cool, but these actually aren't that high of a quality that they give you. It's free with the purchase, but these corners tear after a while. I got some Flex Seal tape on there, but you can definitely use your cell phone in the Saunabox if you want. So when you're done with the Saunabox, they don't really give you in the instruction manual here a really good idea of how to clean it. I had to kind of watch a few videos on the internet to kind of determine that. What I usually do is I let it cool off, for sure let it cool off. I would say at least 30 minutes to an hour and let it cool down. And then you're gonna want to empty out your steaming unit right here, the little one. You're gonna empty that out on your sweat tent. You're gonna want to take out your chair and then remove your sweat mat. I kind of roll it all up with the water and then throw it in the dirty laundry and wash it with the towel that you're going to use here. So I have a bath towel, and after I wait the amount of time for the unit to cool, I just wipe this whole thing down with a bath towel. Not super, I don't wipe it out super good, just kind of mop it with the towel to get it kind of all the moisture off of it as much as you can. And then I have this shitty box fan, and I prop it up, I set it in the tent, and I just blast it for about an hour, and that usually dries the tent out. You definitely want to take care and dry your tent out after every use, especially if you live in like a humid climate, because mold can form. Now, another thing I do once a week is I take distilled water and I take vinegar 1-to-1, fill a spray bottle up, and I spray all the joints in there, like any contact areas that I can't really get with the towel, to keep any kind of mold from building up. You got to be careful with vinegar because vinegar can be a little corrosive, but I don't do it very often, like I said, once a week. But I do spray the chair every week, or after every use, with the vinegar. Now I also take the sweat mat and I wash it. You also get with this thing, I forgot to mention, you get your own little sweat towel that comes with it, which is cool. I sit in the sauna with this around my neck or on my head to mop sweat up, but I wash all that together. You can wash the sweat mat and this in the washer, no problem. Don't worry about it. And then take the sweat mat out, and then I just hang it up somewhere and let it air dry for 24 hours or so. So that's basically the cleanup of this thing. All right, gang, so let's talk about the pros and cons of this thing. So the cons first. The directions aren't the greatest as far as cleanup goes. It's a minor complaint for me. I had to kind of look around the internet and check out some people's reviews and figure out kind of how to clean it up. That's what I was primarily worried about, was not having mold build up, especially in the more humid months here in central Illinois. Another con is it's a little small. If you're a bigger person, you're gonna really struggle in this thing, I think. I'm 5'6", about 170, so I fit in there relatively well, but my knees get close to the front, and the chair is really uncomfortable, but that's a minor complaint. I mean, when you're sitting in a sauna, there's a lot of other things to worry about rather than if your chair is uncomfortable or not. So those would be my few minor complaints. The pros, it works really well in my opinion. I watched a lot of reviews on here. I saw people who shit on it. I saw people who really liked it, and it was all across the board as far as like reviews go. I've had nothing but positive reviews of this thing. My wife uses it. My 6-year-old son jumps in on occasion. I use it a lot after I have like a cold or after I do a tough workout. I do it relatively often. I do it 3 times a week, maybe 4. So I use it a lot. Which I would also recommend, if you're going to buy this thing, get 2 sweat mats. I just got one. My sister and her husband purchased one, and they got 2 sweat mats, which I thought was a great idea because you can rotate them. I think what the problem with me having one is I'm going to whoosh the hell out of this mat. I'm going to wear it out sooner rather than later. So I would get 2 mats if you're going to buy this thing. But like I said, I've enjoyed it. I think I paid around $350 plus tax for this thing. I think it was free shipping, and I got a Christmas deal or a Black Friday deal on it. I'm not sure what they're going for now, but I've seen other units that use infrared technology and other things that go for about $600-700. But this was in my price range for something I really wanted to try, so that's why I bought it. And like I said, I have nothing but good things to say about this. The minor stuff's really not that big of a deal to me. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. But anyways, this is my Saunabox. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. It's cool. It's a cool item, and I love having this thing for my recovery from doing kettlebell workouts and some of the other stuff that I do. And like I said, I've used it for about 4 months now, and it's been going really, really well. So fingers crossed it keeps going, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of this thing, if you've got one, if you're wanting to try something like this. And in the meantime, guys, keep living the adventure, and cheers.